Crows are gathering around me whenever I go. It started 3 weeks ago. At first, I didn't think much of it. Just a few crows lingering near my apartment building, perched on the telephone wires watching it. It was odd, sure, but nothing worth worrying about. Birds gather in random places all the time, right? But then they started following me. At first, I noticed them on my walk to work, a few here and there, perched on lampposts or in the trees lining the sidewalk. By the time I reached the office, there were always at least a dozen clustered together, their dark eyes locked onto me. I tried to ignore it. Crows were just smart birds, I told myself. Maybe I'd accidentally dropped some food on the ground one day, and they thought I was a reliable source of snacks. But then things got weirder. They started appearing wherever I went. If I went to the coffee shop, there'd be a few on the roof staring down. If I took the train, they'd be on the platform, silent and unmoving. At first, I could convince myself that it was a coincidence, that it was just mind playing tricks on me. But then I started counting them times. There were always 13. Exactly 13, no matter where I was, no more, no less. At this point, I couldn't pretend it was nothing. I started searching online, trying to find any reasonable explanation. Maybe it was a strange migration pattern. Maybe someone nearby was feeding them, and I just happened to be in the middle of it. Then the dream started. I began waking up in the middle of the night to the sound of cawing outside my window. The first time I brushed it off. The second time I looked, my blood turned to ice. 13 crows sat on the ledge outside, unmoving, their black eyes fixed on me. I shut the curtains and didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Things escalated after that. I started finding feathers in my apartment. Inside my apartment, even though my windows were always closed at work, I could hear their caws even when there were no windows nearby. When I checked my phone, I found random pictures in my gallery. Grainy, shadowy images of crows staring directly into the camera. I hadn't taken them. Then, the worst thing happened. A crow landed on my windowsill one morning and just spoke. It wasn't a noise. It wasn't the normal cawing or mimic speech that parrots sometimes do. It was clear human. "You're marked." I nearly fell over in shock. I grabbed my phone to record it. But by the time I hit the record button, the crow had flown away. I tried to convince myself, I imagined it, that I'd been so sleep deprived that my mind was playing tricks on me. But the messages started appearing. Notes written in what looked like black ink, or blood, appeared on my kitchen counter. "Do not ignore the signs. You belong to us now. The gathering is near." I couldn't stay there anymore. I packed a bag and checked into a hotel. For the first time in weeks, I slept without hearing the crows, but when I woke up, I found a single black feather resting on my pillow. I booked a flight out of town, and left everything behind. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I barely even knew myself, but when I stepped out of the airport, I saw them. 13 crows perched on the streetlights, watching. I don't know what they want. I don't know what I did, but I can feel it. Something is coming, and I don't think I can escape it.